afternoon, beautiful beings of light. Welcome to the Crone Zone Conversations with the Ancient. My name's Priscilla, and this is my fellow Crone, Heather. And welcome today. Today's a special day. We're going to talk about Delores Cannon, one of my favorites. You need to turn your... Oh, we've got sound everywhere. It was. Both of us, actually.
All righty then.
We hope you enjoyed our last show on Monday with Valerie from Illumination Portal when she told us everything that was going to happen in March, and we have a busy year month this month with all kinds of astrological things going on.
Mm-hmm.
So watch the show if you haven't. It's very informative. And today we're going to, like I said, we're going to talk about a mighty woman, Delores Cannon, and I'm excited to talk about her. But before we get there, let's see what Heather has to say on her cards.
And hello, you guys are coming in.
Hi, Janet P. Hi, T-Bar, Glenda Day Gonzalez. Oh, lovely to see you. So excited to have you here for Delores Cannon Day. That's what I'm calling it anyway. One of my heroes. So we're going to actually start a new series, and we're going to talk about different mighty women that we feel are mighty women that are in a spiritual situation. And we'll be doing more on, I think Louise Hay is going to be our next mighty woman.
Who?
Louise Hay.
Thank
Remember
you.
Hay?
Yes, I
Louise
remember Hay. Yes. Okay.
Hi, White Dragon. Wonderful to see you. Almost made it to Key West on Thursday, but they said the trip would, 14 hours. The traffic is horrendous this time of year.
Yeah.
But definitely let us know when you're coming.
Or fly in.
Yeah, or fly in.
Yeah.
Hi, Teresa.
Okay. Well, what this is saying is that this is our card. We're surfacing. Not that you can see it much there. But anyway, what is stopping us on some of our coming into being who we are is our innocence, because we don't really realize that, we actually are coming up with stuff.
Yeah.
So we're just thinking, well, you're kidding, it's just my imagination. While we're doing this surfacing and everything, our spirits are using our intuition to do what we need to do.
Wow, a card that shows.
Yeah. And our humans are taking flight. They're taking off with what we want to do, and that's part of surfacing. But like I said, our innocence is stopping it sometimes. But if we start thinking in terms of union, everybody around us, everybody doing everything and helping each other, then we're going to realize that that innocence can be overcome by all of us. And we can all do what we want to do, whether it's mediumship or it's reading cards or it's whatever you want to do.
Cool.
That by being together, we can overcome that innocence that says we're not really doing it, but we are, because we have everybody else helping us know that we are doing it and we are doing what we set out to do. So that's fantastic. Working together.
Yay. Well, speaking of that, I actually had a little bit of a channel message from Miss Delores Cannon last night. And it was lovely because I heard her in her voice, not my voice in my head, but her actual voice. And she was so loving and sweet. And I want to give you the message real quick. It was short. She said, "It was lovely to meet me. Thank you for calling me a mighty woman. I never looked at myself that way. I was always just a housewife and a mother." And she giggled. She says she's humbled by me doing the show, and she hopes I enjoy reading her books, because I have not yet read any of her books.
But we have a bunch.
I have a shit ton of her books, because I've been drawn to her for years. But I was watching a bunch of her videos during the Christmas break. I was up in Colorado, and when it was too cold to go outside and it was nap time, I would go in and watch Delores Cannon videos.
Mm-hmm. And we watched a bunch when you came back too.
And then I had to, of course, introduce Heather to her videos, so we watched them when I came back. She gave me a little bit more information, but that's kind of personal. But I thought it was precious that she came, and she was so humble and loving. It was beautiful. So, a mighty woman, Delores Cannon, famous hypnotherapist and past life regressionist, who specialized in the recovery and cataloging of lost knowledge. Oh my God, she's got over 25 books, you guys. It is so full of amazing information.
Mhm.
Her career spanned over 50 years, 30 of which she spent investigating and documenting information received on reincarnation, life after death, the origins of humanity, the prophecies of Nostradamus, extraterrestrials, Jesus and the Essenes, the three waves of volunteers and the new earth, and much more. After many years of practice, she developed and refined her own method of hypnosis known as quantum healing hypnosis technique, or QHHT as we all call it. Delores Cannon was born in St. Louis, Missouri in 1931. She married her husband Johnny in 1951, a career U.S. naval man with whom she spent the next 21 years traveling all over the world. She raised her family as a typical Navy wife throughout the 1950s and 1960s until 1968, when several major events ultimately changed the course of her life. Delores was first introduced to reincarnation in 1968 when she and her husband were asked by one of the doctors at the naval base he was stationed at in Texas to help one of his patients using hypnosis.
Now, midway through all these sessions that she was having, the woman unexpectedly began describing scenes from a past life where she was a flapper living in Chicago in the roaring 20s. Now, over the next several months, Delores and Johnny regressed the woman through 5 different lifetimes and distinct ones, and back to the time when she was created by God.
That's pretty amazing.
The entire story of this event, of all these lives, in the first book that Delores ever wrote was called 5 Lives Remembered. And these sessions took place at a time when past life regression was a nearly unheard of concept. There were simply no books or resources that she could use for a case like this. It proved to be a blessing in disguise, as it prompted Delores and Johnny to write their own set of rules. They were able to develop their own technique without oversight from an established medical body. As a result of not having anyone to tell them what they could do or how to do it, or what was or was not possible, they were able to explore to their heart's content.
I love that.
Yeah.
White Dragon says, we'll enjoy the books.
Yes.
I started reading the Nostradamus one, but last night she suggested that I start with what's
Convoluted?
The Convoluted Universe. So I actually started reading that last night. I put away the Nostradamus book and started
well, I'll go grab that one while you're working on those.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her husband was actually seriously injured in a motorcycle wreck and was almost killed by a drunk driver. He ended up in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. And Delores didn't start practicing regressive hypnosis full time until the late 70s, after her children grew up and left home. Her early work was heavily focused on reincarnation. Clients described scenes from past lives where they had lived in past decades, centuries, or millennia. I love that. In a variety of social settings and locations all over the planet. She would then research all about the life in those locations and time periods her clients had described to verify the authenticity of the information she was receiving. She would look at their diet, clothing, language, the money they used, the jobs they described, the social norms, the entertainment, the religious philosophies they believed in, and the scenery they described were all typical of what life would have been like in that particular era.
So after thousands of sessions and clients producing the same results and validating that info for herself, Delores was able to conclude her results were genuine. She realized that the memories of the past lives and the additional information that she was receiving through clients was being supplied by a much larger, more powerful, and more knowledgeable portion of her clients' selves, which their conscious minds were completely unaware of. She decided to label it the subconscious. That's where that came from, as it was a part of every person's mind that absolutely exists, but lays just below the level of our conscious minds, and we're just observing. Now, when contacted and communicated with, there is simply no question that it cannot answer about an individual's current life or any part of their past lives. Refining her technique over the years, she developed an approach that involved the use of voice, imagery, visualization, quantum healing hypnosis technique. Now, this technique enables direct contact and communication with the subconscious of any individual for answers to any questions, and can also provide the basics for instant healing.
Have any of you out there had QHHT experiences? We'd love to hear about it. Heather and I both have.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll talk about that in a minute. Getting published in the 1970s and 80s was not easy, especially when the subject was reincarnation. But interest in the subject was growing. So in 1992, Delores established her own publishing company, Ozark Mountain Publishing Company. Her early books, let's see, I think her early books are here. Her early books were Jesus and the Essenes, Keepers of the Garden, They Walked with Jesus, A Soul Remembers Hiroshima, and Between Life and Death. In the mid to late 80s, her interest began to move into a different direction. She got interested in crop circles and aliens and UFOs. She learned that some people have had experience with ETs from early childhood, and that often multi-generational relationships existed between Earth family lineages and ET races. She found that almost all so-called abduction cases are actually mutual agreements made prior to incarnating for the purpose of helping one another. Contracts. I've always said that. It had to be in their contract. They're not being abducted.
They've already agreed to do it.
Soul contracts. I
Yeah.
love that. Just as we experience amnesia about who we are and where we are from prior to incarnating on Earth, so too do we experience amnesia regarding the contracts and agreements we made with the others before coming here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. Hang on a minute. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, anyway, more than 20 years of ET and UFO experiences led to the books Legend of STARCRASH, Legacy from the Stars, and The Custodians. Now, the Legend of STARCRASH describes a life where a woman is regressed back to a time where the spaceship crashed in the Alaska-Canadian region thousands of years ago. And it's the story of the origin of the Indian races in America.
I can't wait to read that. I want to read so many of them all at once now.
Yeah, now that we know
that
about
I've
them.
researched all this, I want to read them all.
Right. So, Legacy from the Stars explores the vastness of our individual beings and our off-planet origins. In other words, where we came from. Yeah. And The Custodians, Beyond Abduction. It's to bridge the lack in understanding between two things. The first one, identifying that mysterious events and experiences are indeed happening to millions of people on every continent in the planet. And then the other thing that they're trying to see the difference is having those events and experiences dismissed and denied and ridiculed by the scientific, governmental, and religious institutions.
See you later, White Dragon.
Mhm.
Thanks for joining us, babe.
Thank you. And so many people depend on those types of things for answers, and they weren't getting them.
Certainly not.
Mm-mm.
So in the early 1980s, Delores came across a fascinating case where she regressed a woman who began describing a life where she was a student of the French prophet Nostradamus. Nostradamus is famous for writing prophecies proclaiming events of great destruction and devastation throughout history. Midway through the session, as the woman was describing the life, her personality suddenly subsided and Nostradamus himself began speaking directly to Delores. Oh, that gives me chills. I just love that. Let's see. I think we have Nostradamus.
Mm-hmm. We have those waiting for us to read them.
I've started number 1. He told her that he wanted her to write a book to provide humanity with greater understanding and clarification of the true meanings of his quatrains or prophecies. See, you have to read them just so you can get the scoop. He describes that as a result of the Inquisition, he was forced to disguise his messages so they would not be destroyed and they could be deciphered later in time. He wished to warn us so that we understood we are the ones creating our future. We create our own reality, and that it was our choice to simply take a different path, thus averting the worst scenarios he foresaw. Mm-hmm. Delores published 3 books in a series entitled Conversations with Nostradamus, detailing the precise meaning of 1,000 quatrains and predictions directly from the prophet himself. So it wasn't that he was dead and she was getting the information. She was actually getting the information from that particular time period, because remember, time doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Except for here.
So after 30 years of investigation, she decided to publish her work in a series entitled The Convoluted Universe. And I think the universe is.
I think it's pretty convoluted. I don't have those books because somehow I skipped them.
But well, I'm sure we'll get them. And there are currently 5 volumes.
Oh, there we do.
There they are. The Convoluted series. All right. There are currently 5 volumes. Topics covered include the power of the human mind, what consciousness really is, the power of our thoughts and intentions, parallel universes, alternative realities, lost civilizations, ancient history, earth mysteries, and much more. So the 3 Waves of Volunteers is another series of books that she wrote. Throughout her career, Delores identified a pattern.
No, I think there's only 1 book. It's just 1.
Of volunteers. Yeah, the 3 Waves of Volunteers. That's what it's called. Yeah. Anyway, she identified a pattern in many of the clients that she saw through over the years. Certain individuals who came to see Delores described that the life they were currently living was the first and only life they'd ever had on Earth. And when asked where they were from, they simply said the source.
Our little star seeds.
Mm-hmm. And they express deep sadness, I'm not surprised, that they are here and how much they miss home.
How many of you have thought that? Because when you think about it, we're actually the first wave. Mm-hmm. Us that are Crones, we're the first wave. We're the way showers. We're the one that is taking that ship through the ice and plowing it and breaking it up and opening things up. That's our job. The
first-time incarnates have actually volunteered to come to Earth at this specific time with the intention of helping humanity raise its vibration in the process of ascension.
No kidding. Me too, Linda.
What's that?
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
According to a conversation with her father later on, he was constantly trying to keep her down here because she was constantly trying to fly off.
When I was a little girl, I had a reoccurring dream that my dad was chasing me through the hallway of our house. Now, I thought he was trying to spank me. I thought I'd done something wrong. He was trying to spank me. And every time he would get to me, I would leap up and go forward 20 feet. And it would start all over again. He never caught me. Well, when I channeled him, a few years ago when I started channeling and I was communicating with my dad. He told me he was trying to keep me on the planet. I was always trying to leave. I didn't want to be here. So, Linda Day Gonzalez, we have validation.
Yes.
Okay. In the three waves of volunteers and the New Earth, Dolores describes the call that went out for volunteers to help the Earth as a result of the atomic bombs that were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1995. I guess that scared a lot of beings. The way,
Yeah. All of a
we were
sudden,
headed.
we had something dangerous.
Yeah. The first wave of volunteers that came were the way showers, and certainly had the most challenging time as they plowed the route those who came after would follow. That's us kids.
Mm.
The second wave act as antennas of energy. Their job is to simply exist and affect those around them. I guess those are our children, maybe, and our grandchildren. I don't know what the
It
years
could be
are.
possibly us too.
The third wave of volunteers, many of the children with incredible talents, abilities, and memories, are literally a gift to the world. I think that's so beautiful. They possess the knowledge and wisdom that will help humanity complete the transition and overcome the many obstacles that lie ahead. Dolores said the purpose of the three waves is twofold. One, to change the energy of the earth so it can avoid catastrophe. And two, to help raise the energy of the people so they can ascend with earth into the next dimension.
Now, quantum healing hypnosis technique was created by Delores, who developed and refined it over her 45-year career as a regressive hypnotist, working with thousands of clients all over the world. Now, through the use of her technique with clients, Delores not only obtained the information she used in her books and talks, teachings, and of course, but with it, she enabled her clients to experience the instantaneous healing of any physical disease. Her technique involves inducing an individual to the somnambulistic state of trance through visualization. And it's a state that under ordinary circumstances, we only experience twice daily. It's the moment just before you become consciously awake and the moment just before you drift off and fall asleep.
Right.
It was by working with clients specifically in the somnambulistic, I hate this
You
word,
said it good.
somnambulistic state. It's like 12 letters long, and exploring the possibilities. Delores discovered that about 90% of individuals can access the experience of past lives
Pretty cool.
through her hypnosis.
She discovered that an infinitely knowledgeable and powerful aspect of each individual can be contacted and communicated with. This part of ourselves, as Delores had learned, is always present, existing just below the surface of our conscious mind, our subconscious. The subconscious that was contacted by Delores and the practitioners of QHHT is the polar opposite to the subconscious referred to by psychologists and conventional medical professionals. This larger part of us has been known throughout history under names like the higher self, the oversoul, Christ consciousness, higher consciousness, the universal mind, and oneness. Dolores' main objective was always to help improve the lives of the clients she worked with. Therefore, the purpose of working with the subconscious is always to help an individual to the greatest extent possible in whatever capacity possible. The subconscious will only choose to share information that is appropriate at the time and information that will only be of benefit to the individual.
Right. So Delores Cannon was a past life regressionist and hypnotherapist who specialized in the recovery and cataloging of lost knowledge. I mean, without her, think about all the things that she could have written about, we would have never known anything about. She was nearly 50 years old when she began experimenting with hypnosis and past life regression. She's the author of more than 25 books. After developing and refining her technique over many years, Delores established her technique of quantum healing hypnosis. Supplementing the vast body of work Delores had produced, the results experienced by QHHT, that's the practitioners that use her form, the students of Delores who have learned her technique and practice it with their own clients conclusively support the finding that we all lived multiple other lives, and we all have a subconscious which contains the answers to any question we may have about ourselves or the life we're living. Now, following her death in 2014, her daughter, Julia Cannon, continues to carry on her work. She's releasing more of Dolores's books and educating more QHHT practitioners. And Julia hosts the Metaphysical Hour, which airs every Friday, 5 to 5:55 p.m. It says PT, so
Pacific time.
Thank you. On the BBS radio. And
BBS or BBC? I'm wondering if I typed that wrong.
But I do know you can see her videos on YouTube.
Oh, she's got a ton of them. And I think there's I believe I put all the links to her information, including her YouTube channel, in the description of this video. And there's also a list of all her books in there. So I think I have her website, her YouTube channel, and all of her books. So you can get hold of her if you want to. And I actually signed up for the QHHT course yesterday.
Yes.
So I got so excited researching her, and having had a QHHT experience, I decided I wanted to do it. So stay tuned. We'll see what happens. Hi, Oil Painter. Hi, Trudy Shoe. Amanda Carroll. Thank you guys for being here today. Have many of you read any of Delores Cannon's books?
But just listening to her is
phenomenal.
Yeah. Even if she starts repeating some things, because she has a lot of different
conferences she's been to that we watched.
And she does repeat some things, but there's always added information that wasn't in another one, or she veers off into some other things. She's just a joy to listen to.
She really is.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is, when I channeled her last night, it was her voice straight off the television. I couldn't believe it, because so many times it just sounds like my voice. But yeah, when she showed up, she definitely had her voice, and that was really exciting. So
yes,
I hope you enjoyed this show. We certainly enjoyed researching it, and we have about a dozen of her books to start off with to get through.
Right.
And like I said, I started with Nostradamus, but last night she pointed me to the Convoluted Universe, so I switched over to that for right now. And the reason I was interested in Nostradamus was because one time I had a reading with what's Jean's? Sunpsychic Jean. Good Lord, I can't believe I forgot that. And it turns out that I was a student.
Yeah,
a student of Nostradamus's back in the day. And she actually gave me my name. She actually told me what my name was last night, and which was kind of interesting. I was his assistant, and my name was Ascillicus. Ascillicus is how she's pronounced it. But she said I should read the Convoluted Universe first. It will help with the info she's going to be downloading to me. So fun. How about that? Pretty exciting. Let's see what Amanda has to say. Great. Thanks, Amanda.
Yeah.
An oil painter. Yes, you're right. Even something new comes out with that.
Right.
Hi, Diana. Welcome. Thanks for being here today. So, who would like a card? Because we're going to be doing cards today. Have you guys missed us the last couple of weeks since we were taking a break? Or did you even notice we were gone? We needed some time due to everything that's been going on around here. So.
Yes. It's been a little crazy.
It's been more than a little crazy. It's been absolutely insane around here, but it's all getting back to normal and we are having a blast.
Yep. Finally got some rest, which is something I needed anyway.
Okay, let's start off with Gertrude, or Trudy, as she's going by now. And I've got you, Linda, and I've got you, Teresa. It's nice to be back, actually.
Yes, it is.
I missed doing a show. And Tuesday, I'm going to do a show on. We're going to do our show on the Nazca lines. I think that should be fun. The Nazca. I don't know much about the Nazca lines, but it's Gertrude's shoe.
Yeah, I picked a card for you, and it says chaos and conflict. I have a feeling that right now you may be going through some. And it's just a matter of going into yourself and figuring out what's going on, what you want, what you don't want. That is what your heart wants, not your mind. Your heart wants. And then figure out how you're going to get there. It's going to take some planning. It's going to do some heavy thinking on your part and feeling. But I have a feeling that sometimes things are 6s and 7s right now. So it's going to take a little bit of time to work through it. Okay?
6s or 7s? That sounds like my ex, or excuse me, husband who passed. He used to say that all the time.
My mom used to say it all the time.
Cool.
Yeah, she would say 6s and 7s.
Okay, let me get that out.
And then who is next?
Linda De Gonzalez.
All right, let's see what we have here.
Aw, she loves your card pulls. I love it. It's so weird not to have to take notes on cards anymore. I kind of like StreamYard. A lot, actually.
Well, I could have told you this one. This card says that you have a very loyal heart. And that's great that you do. Be careful not to get hurt with it, though, okay? Sometimes you're a little loyal to somebody who may not quite be...
Deserving?
Not deserving. Everybody's deserving, but they may not be the person that you need in your life right now, or the one that has the most of your time. Does that make sense? There's somebody that might be well to ease up a little bit with your contact because they're pulling you down rather than helping you. Does that make sense? So just be careful and watch who you take on to be your best buddy. Okay.
Hi, Allison. Welcome. Oh, yep. That's a lesson. She says she's been, yeah. Haven't we all had to learn that lesson?
Yeah. You just have to be careful.
True story. We've all been there, haven't we? Okay.
Okay. And who's the next person?
Okay, hang on a minute. Let me put a banner up.
Teresa Loving. They're not 3 cards.
So I'm going to change it.
Yeah. Okay, Teresa.
Okay, we got it. Good. Do I have anybody else? We're good.
The card says blessed.
Oh.
And she's really beautiful. She's in a bubble. And it's
Good
like
girl.
she's traveling on. You know, it's almost like the tail of her traveling. You can see it better actually on the TV than you can see it in real when I'm looking at it. It really looks like you're zooming on. And that's a really good thing. It has something to do with the new moon, and it's sending you on some good journeys. Anyway, you're on your way. You're where you need to be going, and you've got a lot of people up there blessing you as you go. Okay.
I've got you in the queue, oil painter. No worries. Okay, and next is Miss Amanda.
Okay. Okay. You'll be good at that.
Okay.
This card says not for you, but you will be good at that retirement village. Just be careful not to let them overload you or take advantage of you, because you don't need to be taken advantage. You've got a heart of gold as it is. So just be, set your boundaries of where you want them to be. Because if you don't, the job will not be for you. But as long as you set your boundaries, everything will be cool. Okay?
All righty. Does that make sense? I hope so. Okay, and then we have Diana. Oh. This is the last person I have for a card. If you would like a card, please let us know. I've got my fingers crossed.
We'll see what happens. Sometimes they just need to know, like my son and my daughter-in-law.
Hang on a minute. This is from Amanda. I may have overcommitted. We shall see. Boundaries.
Boundaries.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Like when my son got out of the Navy, they were having a difficult time. I didn't have to say anything except individually to them, because I knew that they were supposed to be together. I said, work it out. You guys are supposed to be together. Take care of it. Give yourself some time. And they're great. So they did. They needed what I would call a leg up. And that's what this card says. You might need a little bit of a leg up. A little bit of experience coming from you. Okay? At the right time. Pick your time so that it's absolutely the right time that they are actually listening, or whichever, maybe individually sometimes. With mine, it was individually. But sometimes they just needed a leg up, just a little bit of a help. And then they could take care of it from there. Okay?
Hope that helps.
Yeah, I hope that helps.
Hi, Cherie. I don't know why you didn't get a notification. YouTube's weird.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me just get this reply real quick.
Yeah. Sometimes that's all it takes. They don't need a huge leg up, just a little.
It's good to be here today. I hope everybody's having a beautiful Saturday. It's gorgeous here in Key West. But then it usually is.
Yes,
To be
it
honest.
actually, what is it? It rained one day this week.
Yeah.
We really need the
5
rain.
minutes.
Yeah, 5
We really
minutes.
could use some rain. It hasn't rained in months.
The card that came up is called Deep Knowing, and that's you. You really do know deep down what you want, what you need to do, and how to do it. You just need to talk to yourself. If that means meditate and talk to yourself, that's fine. If that means writing in a book and talking to yourself, which is what I do a lot of, that's fine too. It may mean that you're going to take a walk and just talk to yourself while you're walking, and you get everything all straightened out then if you have a question. But you have a deep knowing. You know. Oh, we'll take it.
We'll take
You
it.
you will know what is the right way to go. Okay? You have that knowing in you.
Lovely. Okay, that's all I have for cards. Anybody else want a card? We've got time. We got 20 minutes. If anybody wants a card, we got it.
Or if not, get started on her books.
I'll go back to reading.
Yeah.
I read late into the night, and the print is small on Convoluted Universe. It's a big book, but the reading's tiny.
Very, very
I had to
tiny.
turn on the overhead light so I could see the damn book.
Well, yeah, that's what I would have to do, or get back in the chair at the foot of my bed because the light next to my bed is not bright enough.
Yeah, mine's not either. Oh my God, Sheree, that sounds so cold. 23 degrees and pouring rain with the wind
Wow.
advisory.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's better than the tornadoes that I've been reading about.
And you asked for another card? Did we already get her?
Yeah, if you want, we can do another one.
Didn't we just read you?
Yeah. You have the knowing within you. That's what we
Yes.
just read.
Okay. Okay. That was your card, the last one.
Mm-hmm. You have it.
Oh, Aries girl said she'd take a card.
Okay.
Yay. Yeah, Sheree. The last card was you, honey. And this is for Aries girl, for Allison. That's okay. We were chatting and you missed it. It's my fault, not
Basically,
yours.
you do know all the answers. You just need to take time to ask yourself. You have all the knowing that you need.
So Teresa's asking if we can get a message from Delores. Whoops, sorry. But I can't channel on command. But I was wondering if maybe we could pull some cards. Could we pull a card from Delores?
Yeah, I'll try.
I don't know.
We'll see. I'm not sure.
Oh, we got somebody that wants a card.
Well, who was it I was drawing a card for then? Oh, it wasn't Sherry.
It was Aries girl.
Aries
I'm
girl.
sorry.
Let me get Aries girl first.
I got all out of whack. Sorry.
Then we'll go from there.
Where is
Aries girl first. I was thinking, like, I wish I could remember what that card was.
Okay, here's Aries girl. Sorry, I got all verklempt.
Milk and honey.
Ooh, sweet.
Yep. Milk and honey. Everything is coming your way. You may actually have a really good dinner tonight too. But anyway, everything is coming. You can see there's a rainbow. And milk and honey, it's like the land of milk and honey. Everything is going your way. Just let it have a little bit of time to get there. Okay. But it's all coming to you.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Now we got to see.
Let's go to Aries girl's house.
Yeah, let's go there. Okay. Let's see if we can get a card.
We got this one other person before.
Sure. Maruta Keller.
Maruta. Welcome.
Did I say that right?
Maruta Keller. I don't know. But welcome. Glad to have you here today. Aries Girl says, oh, lovely. Perfect.
Good.
That's always nice. Hi, Esther G. Welcome. I imagine Esther's going to want a card too.
You need to take some time to breathe, Marita. Things are beginning to get a little overwhelming for you. So just take a step back and breathe. Maybe you need to, if it's nice where you are, go out on your porch and just sit and commune with nature. But take some time for you to just relax. Okay? I know it's tough because there's so much stuff coming down on top of you. But you need that time to relax so that you can think straight. Okay?
Nice. Okay, I'm going to say Esther G wants a card. Just because.
Just because.
Good afternoon, Lauren. It happens with errands. Okay. Esther and Lauren, you guys want cards?
Is Esther saying yes?
Maruta says, sounds good. It's terribly windy, but I will do that indoors.
That's
Makes
fine.
sense.
That's why I said depends on the weather. I was thinking, the weather might not be quite right, but time for yourself is definitely yours. You need some. Okay. And this is for Esther.
Esther. Esther, we pulled a card for you just because.
Clean it up. Whatever it is, clean it up and get rid of it.
Oh, wow.
Okay, there's something in there that you really don't want anymore, so just get rid of it.
Has anybody else been on a clean out binge like me the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, it just says clean it up. They've got a really nice set of antlers on this deer. And there's actually a face in his body over here, but he's got a duster in there and it's just
Boy,
saying,
he's cleaning it out, isn't he?
Yep. So there's some
Cool.
things that you don't want anymore. And it may be that you need to go through them to realize you don't want them anymore. Okay? You're just used to having them there. It's time to go through them. Get rid of what you don't want.
And then we've got
It's not
Lauren.
serving you anymore. Laura Hunsinger.
That broom just reminded me of Practical Magic when all the women get together and sweep the ashes out of the house.
Well, the broom,
Decluttering. Boy, have I been doing a lot of it.
the broom always reminds me of not so much that one as Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
Right.
I like that one too. Now that's old. It's an old movie. Oh, yeah, that happens.
Yeah. Okay, Lauren Hunsinger. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here today, all of you. We appreciate each and every one of you so much. And we've really kind of missed being here the last couple of weeks, although we really needed a break. But we're back.
Your card is peace. And you could do with, there's actually a face on that egg. Anyway, you could do with some peace and quiet and just relax a little bit. I get the impression that you've been moving gung-ho for a little bit, and it's time to take a little break. And you could just use some peace and quiet to relax. Okay? No more radio, TV, or whatever's on all the time. Just some peace and quiet. Okay? And let you calm down.
Well,
Okay.
that sounds good. Peace and quiet, we all need it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay, did you want me to see if I could get a card?
I think we have one more that's asking for a card.
Okay.
Hi, Anthony. Could I get a card for a new house?
A card for a new house.
Lauren says, thank you. I do need some quiet.
Yeah, you need some me quiet time.
Amanda has a bed knives and broomsticks lunchbox. How cool are
is
you?
that? That is
I
cool.
wonder what fortune that's worth these days. That's really neat to have an old lunchbox like that.
Okay, maybe you could get a card for a new house. Well, this is Treasure Island.
Woohoo!
So when you find the house, it's going to be exactly what you want. And it's going to be your little treasure place where it's just what you want to have. It has room for everything that you want to put in it.
Beautiful.
Okay? Because Treasure Island, yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Wow, that card rocks.
It didn't say when. It just says it's going to be good.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. I guess that's it for cards. And she's going to try to pull one and see if we get any messages, excuse me, from Delores.
Actually, you need to pull it, but I'll spread them out for you. Because you've had contact with her. Okay.
To the sea, to the sea, to the beautiful sea. I have no idea what that means.
I think you're it's a fairy, but you're going to be writing.
Look at this. There's a
I know.
face.
There's a face in there. She's going to be taking care of you, but you will continue to do the writing.
Wow, that's interesting. Can
Yeah.
you show it? Can you see it? Oh, they can't
I
see
don't know
the
whether
face
you
because
see
of
it.
the...
There is a face up here. There's a face up here that's watching what she's doing. She's at sea, but
Thank you, Cherie.
she's got pens and paper here for her. She's feeling at sea, but she's going to find her way
Okay, got it.
because she's helping you. Okay?
Yeah,
She's there helping you.
that'll be interesting.
Okay.
I couldn't believe I channeled her. Just blew my mind that she popped in. It's so cool. But no, I don't channel on command. It just happens when it happens. And maybe someday it'll happen that way, but not right now, which is a drag sometimes because I love it
And
too.
one for the collective.
So one last card for the collective.
You want to pick one?
Nope.
All righty, then I got this one.
That's perfect. So tomorrow, no, not tomorrow. We don't have any guests this weekend, but on Tuesday, we're going to do a show on the Nazca lines. I don't know if surely all of you know what the Nazca lines are, but I'm excited about that one.
I think this is funny because it's to the sea.
The same card
The same card
for the collective,
for the collective.
because that's what she was doing.
Yep. And if you haven't read any of her books, you might find them enlightening. Or you could watch one of the videos that she has on
There
YouTube.
are a ton of them out there.
You will be impressed. I was impressed with her. I really didn't think I would be, but I was impressed. So
She was a mighty woman.
she was
Without
very
a doubt,
definitely.
She was a mighty woman. You guys, thank you so much for being here today. We love each and every one of you. You know that.
Yes. Spread your love to everybody out in the world. Everybody needs it.
And please like and subscribe. We would love for you to like, subscribe, and share any of the videos. And please go see what else we have if you're new to our channel. We're just a couple of crones living our lives and wanting to share and help with anything we can with other people and live and learn from the chat room and all the people that we have met in
And
our YouTube adventure.
We love hearing from you. We love watching what you're writing because it's so insightful a lot of
It
times.
is. It really is.
And
And those of you that won on our 1 year channel anniversary, I still have 3 bags of stuff that people have not claimed. So if you won, please send us
an address.
Please send us your address. We really need it.
We can't send it to you unless we have that.
That's right.
And do remember that when you're sending out your love, to include yourself.
Absolutely.
You can't do all the good that you want to do and that you're capable of doing if you don't take care of you.
That's true. So, which is why we've spent the last 2 weeks resting. So thanks for being here today, everybody. We love you. Until next time. Have a great week. Bye-bye.
Bye.